Hello and welcome to the another lesson of Python programming for beginners. In this lesson we will see what are the different ways to create a list. We have already used method 1, or let's say the way 1, okay, using square brackets. So let's define the list again using the same method. So let's say define the list, let's say using, I'll write it specifically now using square brackets. Okay, so let's use square brackets. As always we can create, so let's say list 1, if I say equals to, I'll say something so we have to use the square brackets, and in square brackets we always define it like this. So let's say a comma, then I'll say b, okay, then let's say c, okay, then let's say d. So likewise we always create it, okay, and let me add it the last fifth element. Okay, so that's how we always create it. And if I want to print it, okay, so I'll say list 1. Okay, so that's the method 1 or way 1. But we can also create a list using the list constructor. In last example we have seen, or we have used the list constructor to copy a list. Okay, but in this example we will see how we can use the list constructor to create a list. Okay, so let's give it a try again. Okay, so let's say using list constructor, okay, to create a list. Okay, so let's try that. So how we can do that? So let's define it. Let's say, let's call it list 2. Okay, so this time I'm going to use the list constructor. This time I'm going to use the list constructor to create a list. Okay, so let's write it like this. So list constructor, there's like that, and we have to pass in the double round brackets now. Okay, so we have to use the double round brackets. So I'll write it like this, and let me just copy these stuff. Okay, just to save the time, I'll just copy this and I'll pass the way elements like that. And this is how we can simply create the list using, let's say, list constructor. So only thing we have to remember here is we have to use the double round brackets. So we have used double round brackets here and here as well. Okay, so that's how we can use it. Okay, let's try to check. Let's say print list 2. So we'll say list 2. Okay, and let's execute this program. Okay, so let's say Python and the file name is ways to create list.py. okay, so as you can see here, list 1 and list 2 is printed. Okay, so in list 1, as always, we have used the square brackets, so that's what we always used, okay, or the most common way to create a list. But second way, there is another way, that is we can use a list constructor to create a list. So if you are using list constructor to create a list, you have to always use double round brackets. Just keep that in mind. I hope you have understood this. So see you in the next lesson. Thank you.